Male and female brains differ in very stereotypical ways.
Okay, everybody raise your hand if you've done this. If you have danced in front of a mirror to like the best song in the entire world. There we go.
By looking at brain scans, researchers found that, quote, scans showed greater connectivity between the left and right sides of the brain in women, while the connections in men were mostly confined to individual hemispheres.
Can you tell if there's a difference between the kind of music you listen to and the kind that the guys here listen to?
They listen to like music that's kind of all that's like screaming and screeching. All this screaming is not what we like to listen to, at least not for me.
I thought this was going to be a lot more like screamos and
Like what?
screamos.
It's like screaming. It's like microphone.
Yeah, it's like, everyone, listen to me. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I don't.
Can I preach it like I feel it?
One more time, just like say your name.
Yeah, that's good. Juliana.
And spell that for me.
Iuliana.
Okay.
Anthony Bianchini, or you can call me Tony.
And what's your main instrument that you play? Or maybe play a couple different instruments?
Guitar is my main one. I don't have a lot of other ones.
Sitar and 5-string fretless bass primarily, guitar, drums. Trombone was actually my first instrument.
Why not like bass or drums or something else?
Honestly, I think it's the ego thing. It also just sounds super badass when you hear like a like an instrument like in a song or something. You're just like, whoa. Tony and I were both like super into punk music, so we were like, dude, we should have them do a Misfits song.
Misfits, they're like a horror punk band, so they have this like punk but kind of like Halloween kind of aesthetic to them, you know, when they play. I always think of the punk songs as being very easy to teach. It's a few transitions. Songs are usually no more than like 2 minutes, but they're like the funnest. They're the funnest to play.
So we had this theme that was like Halloween themed.
They loved it. They were like, yeah, let's dress up. Let's make this whole thing.
Friday, everyone got super excited. Like one of the kids brought in face paint. Like, okay, we're gonna paint faces. We gotta get dressed crazy. We gotta do this crazy stuff.
So it was like, you know, okay, this kind of fits. You know, like we're kind of supposed to be zombie skeleton people. When you dress up, it really helps you disassociate, you know, the identity that you have with yourself, you know, and just going up there and being able to disassociate, you know, like, oh shit, this is me playing in front of my parents, you know, make it more fun. You dress up, pretend you're something else, you know.
I was so hyped about the drummer though. He's like super quiet kid, kind of just like, I didn't know if he was like bored with his songs or not. And then we played Skulls and he was just like, ah, like he was like so hyped.
There's something I admired in the aggressiveness initially of the music, and I think I was going through times when I was young where I just had so much fucking angst. And to this day, I still like really love metal music just because of what power it has and kind of being cathartic with emotions, you know.
that was fine.
A lot of girls are socialized to not really experiment, to not really make mistakes. There's the kind of boys will be boys mentality. Girls don't really have that. So we're really taught to be obedient and socially conscious. We don't want to step on anyone's toes.
I would say in general, I do feel like we have something more we are expected to prove to get the same respect that a man might get without having to prove.
What's the gender component?
The gender component, well, for one, you don't see a lot of women playing these instruments, first of all.
There's so many badass women musicians, and like there's so many, it's like an outlet. It's important to have music. You can't just like throw out something so perfect and beautiful, tailored to your humanity and your personality. You can't just throw it out because someone says you can't do it.
There's a need to prove yourself, and because for me, I was always questioning, like, am I here on merit?
Olga and Kristen are like, those were like the main reason that I got really forceful about my music, because I was like, wow, chicks can play guitar. Like, up until then, I was kind of like, I had like a pretty negative view of myself as a girl playing guitar and stuff like that.
Let's say a woman playing electric guitar, we notice it because it's non-normative.
There's a lot of rocking is for boys, Vogue is for girls, and I think that like, I try as best as I can to get girls to reclaim rocking.
When we think of rock musicians, we think it's almost all white male musicians. That's just how it is.
I'm in a feminist punk band, actually. Part of our whole thing is like I want girls to like pick up a guitar and start like yelling. You know what I mean? Like I don't want people to like be apologetic about their music.
And that has to do with we gender code certain instruments for whatever reason. We just do.
A lot of times they feel that their presence need to be apologized for.
This feeling of like, I'm not worthy to be here, I'm not good enough, I somehow don't fit in. When I speak about myself, I say like I'm a female bass player, a female musician, and that tagging that term just communicates the fact that it's not non-normative.
There's a lot of kind of like stigma surrounding girls that are powerful with music, because I think a lot of people are afraid of it. There's so many girls I know that switch from guitar to be a vocalist because that's what they push you into. So every time I see other girls playing guitar, I'm like, practice every day, like keep getting at it. Oh dude, you rock, like you're badass. And I don't think a lot of girls get called badass, which is weird because like a lot of girls are badass. You know, be loud and aggressive, who cares?